And here come the side that is pushing Wigan all the way for the championship, led by their captain, Ellery Hanley. James Lowe's behind him, Gary Schofield. What a night for them. They know that they must not lose here at Castleford. It might not be the end of their championship ambitions, but it would be a big problem for them. And they're applauding their supporters as a former Leeds man brings out Castleford. Lee Crooks, £150,000. Castleford paid Leeds for Crooks. Stedman playing at standoff half tonight in place of Tony Kemp, who misses his first match of the season. Stedman at 6 up against Gary Schofield. Nobody in the game with more international honours. 46 caps to his credit. A try here in the big league twice, in 91 and 92, and who will ever forget a late try in the Premiership semi-final of 1991. Now then, the Castleford side. Flowers the fullback, Smith, Blackmore, Goddard and Middleton the three-quarters. At half it's Stedman and Smith. Up front it's Crooks the captain, Darley and Sampson, Morrison, Hay and Nickow. On the bench, Jamie Coventry and Nathan Sykes. The coach, John Joyner, and he remains the 1994-95 Coach of the Year. What a night for Tawera Nickow. As John Keir said, perhaps with the absence of Kemp, we will see Nickow even more involved. But this Leeds team is hell-bent on going back to the top of the table. Tate, Fallon, Iro, Innes, Cummins, Schofield and Holroyd. And the forwards where the battle surely will be won and lost. Harmon, Lowe's, Faimilo, Mercer, Mann and Hanley. And the substitutes, Marcus Vasilakopoulos and James Leatham. And the coach is Doug Lawton. The match referee is 37-year-old Colin Morris. He's 38 on the 11th of March. It's his 7th season in the middle. And he has control of one of the biggest fixtures of the season here at Weldon Road. So we have John Keir alongside me in the commentary box, and at half-time we'll be hearing the views of Phil Larder. This is a match that is vital for Leeds at the top of the Stonesborough Championship. We're at Weldon Road, a local derby, Castleford against Leeds. Holroyd gets us underway, and hold on to your hats, this could be something special. Nickow with the first touch, and Faimilo in quickly to bring him down with Lowe's. Pitch in remarkably good condition considering the rain that has fallen here in the north of England, and indeed throughout the country, it must be said, throughout this winter. And certainly today it has been very, very damp indeed. Now Sampson, 3-match ban now behind him, cleared to play tonight. That was Darley. Here's Crooks. Good ball from Crooks, but the ball put down by Tony Smith.
Yes, Lee Crooks there with his ever-present shadow, Tony Smith, linking up on the inside. But unfortunately, the ball went to ground. But it was a good set of 5 tackles there from Castleford, who cleared the halfway line with some good forward work. It's just unfortunate the ball went to ground. They couldn't put a kick in to finish it off.
Good tackle from Hanley. He clattered the man around his arms. The ball shot out. First scrum of the evening. This is Francis Cummins, England international. Great try for his country against the French on Wednesday. Now Gary Mercer. And a good late tackle on him from Tony Morrison. Opening moments of the match, always a time when forwards test each other out. Massini Faimilo from that short pass from Schofield. Lowe's is the dummy half. And here now is George Mann. That left knee is heavily strapped. George Mann, though, on the bench for the last 9 games. High kick from Holroyd. He was under some pressure, and the ball bounces and goes in a forward direction. But the referee rules it's a turnover.
Yes, I think the referee gave it there that Ellery Hanley just pushed the ball forward, and with it being the last tackle, it came with Castleford to play the ball on the turnover.
2 minutes gone, and that is Andy Hay with that run. Stopped by Faimilo and Neil Harmon. Now Dean Sampson. This fellow will want to make an impression again against Leeds. My word, he did in the Regal Trophy quarter-final. Darley to Crooks, quick hands to Nickow. He takes the tackle from the hooker Lowe's and from Kevin Iro. Tony Smith, now Steadman. Little dab ball over the top and into the corner. Steadman testing the pace of Tate, and Tate doing well.
A super kick there from Graham Steadman at second receiver. Obviously that's something he'll be able to do more and more playing at stand-off half tonight. A great kick into the corner with a good chase, and Leeds are under pressure at this moment in time.
Great run here from Craig Innes. Lovely run from Innes. He beat three, but he couldn't get away in the end from the winger Chris Smith. But he made wonderful ground then for Leeds. This now is Hanley. Gets the pass away. Lovely ball to Familo. Familo tracked by Smith. Great move from Leeds. Great defence from Castleford. Lowe's now on his own from dummy half, almost dancing on the wet surface. Schofield. Little angle kick, and an angle kick to nowhere other than into the arms of Simon Middleton. But what a lovely sweeping attack from Leeds.
Absolutely magnificent football, Eddie. The atmosphere is white hot. There's lots of work going on out there. The forwards are testing each other out. And there was a nice little kick from Schofield, but none of the right-hand side of the attack in Leeds read it. And Middleton was able to pick up and clear his goal area.
It took three then to bring Nickow down. Darley gives it to Steadman, who finds Richie Blackmore. Darley again. Here's Crooks. He'd love a big game against his former club. Darley again with the confidence to go on a few metres before just kicking a kick in towards the corner. Francis Cummins picks it up. Unbeaten against Castleford in their last 6 big league meetings. It was 14-all at Headingley in September. Leeds in possession with Innes. But Castleford, with that draw and the defeat in the knockout competition, they have been, if there has been a bogey side this season for Leeds, they have been Leeds' bogey this season so far. Schofield. Ball to Iro, and his pass to Fallon was forward. Referee Colin Morris with no doubt.
It's great to see there the duel between Blackmore and Iro, and it just appeared that Jim Fallon might have just run over, and rather than the ball being lateral, he just popped it up forward.
Well, it was a decision that Colin Morris had to make, and he made it. I'm sure that Castleford won't be arguing. Leeds might well be, and they might well be now, because Middleton was just touched again by George Mann as he tried to get up to his feet.
Yes, just a little tug on the shoulder there, just enough to give the penalty, and Castleford attacking in on the 20-metre zone. It's a real big set of 6 for the Weldon Roaders.
Wonder what the penalty count would have been on Wednesday night had we had an English referee after that French display. The French referee's display, I must say. The penalty count was even, but he hardly blew the whistle. This is Tony Smith. Tony Smith just darting under Schofield almost, but not Faimilo. Darley, long ball into the arms of Nickow. They've loaded up this right-hand side of Cass, but Nickow went the other way. Darley, a dummy half again to Steadman. Steadman to Crooks. Great tackle on Crooks by Harmon. Oh, that was a great big hit.
What a magnificent hit there. A long ball to Lee Crooks, and Neil Harmon picked him out beautifully. Big impact, and the ball went loose. It's Leeds possession. Superb tackle.
The omens are good. This looks like a rip-roaring start from these two sides. Schofield. And he went to pass, then thought better of it. The referee said he used Harmon as the shepherd.
No doubt there that Tony Morrison did take Harmon reading the pass, and Gary, he did try to stop and play it on, but Colin Morris gave the decision to the Weldon Roaders. I think that's 2 50-50s gone Castleford's way.
Well, here it is again. You see, the pass was going to Harmon, and Morrison went for the man without the ball, so it's judged by referee Colin Morris as obstruction, and it has given Castleford the penalty, and Lee Crooks with a chance to edge his team ahead here. 33 metres, I would say, a little bit to the left of those posts. soft underfoot, difficult conditions for goal kickers. Lee Crooks, 69 goals this season so far. Well, he's got the height, but he hasn't got the direction, and Tate is able to run it out. The ball didn't go dead, so Leeds can run that ball out, and that's disappointing for Crooks.
Yes, good work there from Alan Tate. Not only did he field the ball, he also made good ground, and there we've had Castleford caught holding down at the play of the ball. Lee Clups, a little flop, and Tuara Nico, just a little bit of interference.
Well, Farmilo looks in the mood. He just bounced Lee Crooks off him. Here's Harmon. He'll be looking for a big game tonight, as will George Mann. They've had to bide their time on the bench for Leeds this season. There's Mann now. And almost permanent super subs for Leeds as they've charged up the table. Juggling skills not coming up for Farmilo. Nickow picks up. Morrison wasn't ready for it. Castleford, a cardinal error there.
Yes, really, Castleford should have just taken the ball there, settled it down and made use of their set of six in deep in Leeds territory. But it's certainly a letter for Leeds, and let's see what they do here, capitalise upon it.
Well, the first knock-on was from Castleford, then Leeds spilled the ball, but the ball went backwards, and so the referee said play on. That's why Lowe's is in possession, 10 metres inside the Castleford half. Handling the dummy half. Gets the ball away to Schofield. Good tackling, and Schofield drops it. And what's more, offside is the decision. James Lowe's.
I think Gary will be complaining here, because if you look at Andy Hayes' left arm there, there's just a little reef at the ball. And although James Lowe's in front of Gary Schofield, I think Andy Hayes was the last person in contact with the ball.
This is Morrison. Mercer with the tackle on him. Darley in again. Crooks takes it up, first receiver. Stopped 10 metres inside the Leeds half of the field. It's now with Sampson. Leeds fans screaming for forward pass. There was nothing forward about that. Nickow gets the ball back. Castleford making a bit of a meal of it.
Yes, Tuara Nico here, trying to keep the ball alive with the support players. And actually the ball does go backwards, and Paul Daly just panicked a little, flipped the ball anyway, and it results in a knock-on.
Referee said that was on the last tackle, so it's the turnover. Leeds back in possession. Issini Faimilo. Terrific atmosphere inside Weldon Road. Always is when these two meet. Sampson brings Mercer to ground. Lowe's the dummy half. George Mann being roared on by a big Leeds contingent. And Castleford caught offside, moving up too quickly at the play of the ball.
Yes, a good decision there from Colin Morris. There's 1, 2, 3, 4 Castleford players offside, but what he did, he actually allowed the play to be completed to see if Leeds had any advantage. When he saw that they didn't, he gave the resultant penalty, and Graham Holroyd's fancying his chances here. The way he's been kicking, you've got to fancy them as well.
Yes, Holroyd in great form with the boot. 82 goals, 7 tries, 192 points this season for Holroyd, only 19. So he just needs 8 points tonight for the 200 mark. Man of the match against Bradford in the Challenge Cup last weekend. A try and 5 goals. Dougie Lawton thinks the world of this young man. From back in front it's Holroyd. Leeds the lead, 2-0. Doug Lawton watching on with great satisfaction from the dugout here at Weldon Road. His team are ahead 2-0, 12 minutes gone.
Yes, a super kick there from Graham Allroyd. That really will do his confidence a lot of good. Just settle everything down now. Leeds will be quite happy with this start. The forwards have really hit it up very strongly. They've looked very good in defence. I think we're in for a real cracker of a game.
Ellery Hanley, 31 tries, just 9 tries away now from the try in a season record for a forward. 40 by Bob Haig of Leeds 25 years ago. Not only has he got his eyes on that, Ellery Hanley has got his eyes on the championship, and he's got his eyes on the top try scorer in the game, if somebody can stop Martin Afire. Farmilo on the halfway line. Hanley gets it away to Lowe's. Lowe's ducks under the challenge, had a little look over his shoulder, there was nobody there. 13 minutes gone, Leeds ahead. Holroyd, high kick and a diagonal kick too. Iro's after it, and Middleton, he never took his eye off the ball.
Super take there from Simon Middleton, all the time eye on the ball, and as he received the ball he was aware of Kevin Iro coming in, so he wrapped his arm around it, made sure it was safe, and Castleford can bring the football away from their own 20-metre zone.
Andy Hay driving the ball up, first tackle. They've lost their last 4 at Weldon Road against Leeds of Castleford. 3 successive league defeats and that 1991 Premiership tie. It's a record they want to try and better. Now that should be a penalty against Hanley for mine.
Yes, Paul Darley there. I think he might have been old-manned by Ellery Hanley there. No doubt about it. Hanley wrapped the ball, man and ball up, and as he was going down, dragged his arm down, and the ball came loose. It should have been a penalty to Castleford, but the referee says scrum down.
Referee Colin Morris having a bit of a scrap to get the scrum to form, but there it is. And he is so adept at bending the rules, Mr. Hanley, to his own advantage. The kick from Schofield, Tate's after it, Middleton's after it, and Middleton wins the race.
Magnificent piece of play by Gary Schofield. Thought the fullback was flat in the line, as is the organisation at scrum defence now. But all credit to Simon Middleton doing his job, sweeping around the back. But it certainly looks there from the kick that Alan Tate was actually in front of Gary Schofield and stole those couple of metres. But that's even more credit to Simon Middleton. Shows great pace.
Tremendous pace, and the referee has ruled a penalty to Castleford. Underneath their own sticks, and Cass, fine touch just to relieve the pressure. He was offside. Strong run. Dean Sampson's waited for this chance to get back into first team action. The referee has pinned Leeds for offside at the play of the ball, just waited and delayed and gave Castleford the chance.
Yes, that's one of his. It's Graham Allroyd who's just drifted up on the outside. The referee obviously aware, and he just waits, bides his time. No advantage to Castleford. There it is, it's your penalty, Lee Crooks.
So Leeds just drifting up inside the 10 metres at the play of the ball. Big penalty count, 7 in the opening 16 minutes. This one now for Lee Crooks. Chance here, missed with the first one. But now a chance, and that's the angle and distance he has.
Yes, there might be a big penalty count, Eddie, but it hasn't been noticeable because the pace of the game has been so fast. It's been non-stop, it's been breathtaking, a great first 15 minutes.
Crooks then concentrating on this kick that would put Castleford level. He's pulled it wide again, and again it's not gone dead, it's play on. Tate again will run the ball out.
Great play from Alan Tate there. He had to keep his feet in play, reached over the dead ball line, dragged the ball back and then beat 3 men. That's magnificent full-back play.
James Lowe screaming at the referee to give Leeds the penalty because Nick Howe wouldn't let him up. And I think the referee wants a word with James Lowe.
Well, it looked as if Tawara was actually stepping. That's as much interfering as flopping, as holding down with the shirt. It was just putting his feet all around, but I think Nickow's claiming that Lowe's actually had hold of his foot. And it looks as if Mr. Morris agreed, although it looks as if it's a penalty for talking.
Yes, a penalty for talking, but there was definitely, Mercer's hand was on the bottom of Nickow's shorts, and he was being held down on top of the grounded Leeds player. The referee's given the right decision, a penalty to Castleford, wrong reason.
It all comes out in the wash though, Eddie.
That's right. Castleford then with a big chance. Smith trying to dart his way through. Darley clapping his hands, that's a sign of confidence. This is Stedman, now it's Nickow. Nickow's short ball to Andy Hay. Good tackle from Holroyd, had to be. Stedman, Smith, Crooks, quick hands from Crooks but to nobody in particular, and Smith dropped that. The referee said he went backwards.
Very brave here from Tony Smith, retrieving a lost call, put his body between man and ball. I think he just caught one then from Gary Mercer as he came through, trying to retrieve the ball.
That ball won't run dead, and Alan Tate took a chance and got away with it.
That's great play, Eddie, that one. Rather than giving 6 tackles to Castleford, Tate's got hold of the ball, and he said, I'm getting back into play, I'm making sure we're going to get the possession. That's great play.
Fallon's lost it, he claims the ball was knocked out of his grasp.
Well, here's Fallon carrying the football strongly, and Lee Crooks went in strongly also. It looked as if there was a connection there with his hand and the ball, and it went free. You just can't keep up with this game.
Yes, I think Fallon had a case, but Castleford are in possession with Nickow, and it takes 2 to bring Nickow down. George Mann and Hanley. Darley pointing and directing, then sends it this way. Ball back to nobody in particular, and this time Jason Flowers in quickly to tidy up. Referee says play on. Now Nickow, content to take the tackle. Let Castleford set for another attack. Smith, and that's Hay. Andy Hay is in. Andy Hay with the try. Nickow took the tackle in front of the posts, allowed Castleford to set themselves for the next wave of attack, and they got the reward.
And what a magnificent piece of half-back play from Tony Smith. He goes from one side of the ruck to the other to give Andy Hay the ball, and Castleford is stacked wide out, and that's what puts the doubt in the Leeds defence. And he just cocks the dummy and steps off his right foot, and he's in for a great try. Smashing little dummy there, looks outside, and then in he goes. Great try, Andy Hay.
Lovely play from Tony Smith. Hay, he sent Innes the wrong way, ducked inside the challenge and touchdown. Andy Hay, second row forward, 5th try of the season, try against Wigan 2 weeks ago, Castleford's only try in the last 2 games. So midway through the first half, Castleford hold the lead 4-2. This conversion, the 3rd kick from Crooks, and it's 3rd time lucky for the Castleford skipper. Castleford 6, Leeds 2.
Yes, we see here there's Tony Smith who's circled, and that's the angle that he runs at. From one side of the play the ball to the other, he spots that's the weak Leeds side. That's where the doubt's put in the defence's mind. Andy Hay's got people outside him, the defence is sliding across, he steps inside, and it's an absolute wonderful try. Well played.
Well, Andy Hay started the last 11 games now. Ian Smale's injury really has given him a chance. That look forward, that was risky from Castleford. Nickow charged on to the pass, but it looked a touch forward. Here's the try scorer, gets it away to Darley. Darley all wrapped up by Lowe's.
They can't keep this pace up, Eddie. It's absolutely phenomenal. There's no time to draw breath. Both players, both sets of players, it's absolutely magnificent football. Casper again, lots of yards, Leeds defending well, one end to the other. Great game.
Yes, terrific game. Mind you, it's rarely anything else on the big league on Sky on a Friday night. Stedman, high kick. Tester for Cummins, and didn't he take it well under pressure from Blackmore?
Superb wing play there, covering into the hole between the fullback and the winger. It was a good kick. Francis Cummins eye on the ball, realising there was pressure, took off and reeled it in.
This is a good period of the match for Castleford. They've pinned Leeds down here, 10 metres from their own line. Blackmore leading from the front with a bit of help from Sampson. Now then, for Milo to try and drive it out, loses it straight into the arms of Chris Smith. Another big hit.
Superb tackle from Andy Hay. He's having a big game tonight. And Chris Smith alert enough to retrieve the ball, and it's 6 more.
Sampson keeps the legs pumping. Eventually for Milo and Lowe's bring him down. Darley to Crooks. Lee Crooks straight. Crooks just falls a couple of metres short of the line. Lovely short ball. Morrison was almost in. Darley directing the traffic. The man in for the injured Richard Russell. This is Nickow. Nickow. Well, there was a little shoulder then from Cummins on Smith, but Smith had already dropped the ball.
Yeah, it's a good tactic this Castleford are using. They really are attacking the Leeds blind side to see if the defence is moving up. But that ball there from Nickow to Chris Smith, it just didn't give him a chance, much too high, and also it gave him man and ball.
I'll tell you what, there's our cameraman who was almost tackled off the ball.
Yes, I don't think he'll thank Tawara for that type of pass.
Sure he won't. 23.5 minutes gone. He's back on his feet. Brave lad.
Has he got a shirt on, Eddie?
I don't know which colour it would be. Referee gets the clock ticking over again as Holroyd feeds that scrum. Finds Cummins. Innes trying to get out of trouble. Innes deep inside his own 20-metre zone, and Bill Arthur now has got Richard Russell with him.
Richard, this is terrific stuff, a fantastic pace, isn't it?
I mean, yeah, it's been played at tremendous pace. There's been a few mistakes made, but I'm sure the team that makes the least mistakes will end up winning the game, I think.
Do you think those mistakes are a consequence of the pace it's being played at?
That could be a factor, Bill, but, you know, it's mistakes that you can't afford to make, so, you know, just one of the things.
But certainly Cass are giving as good as they're getting. I mean, there might have been expected with Leeds in the form they're in and Cass the form they're in, that it was going to be a formality for Leeds. Looks as though it's going to be far from that.
Oh, there's no way that the Castlers were going to make it a formality. They're in this game to win, and I think if they keep playing the way they are doing, they've got a very good chance at beating Leeds.
Do you think, in fact, Cass have got a bit of a bogey on Leeds at the moment?
Well, it makes a change because it's usually the Leeds team that've got a bogey over Castleford. They usually beat us, and if we carry on like this, I hope we can do it over them this year.
Castleford ahead, 6-2, the only side to beat Leeds in almost 5 months. They won that Regal Trophy tie-headedly 34-14. Littlestowe has gone right for them since. Just one win in their last 6. You wouldn't believe that, though, watching this opening 25 minutes.
Yes, a quick play the ball once again. Gets the Leeds defence retreating, but it hasn't retreated the 10 metres. And again, Mr. Morris sees it as advantage. No advantage, so it's the penalty to Castleford for offside.
Penalty count against Leeds is 7-2 at the moment. They won't be happy with that. If you turn that into possession, it means that Castleford have the opportunity of 30 extra tackles against this Leeds side. And the referee now has held the clock up. I think somebody has spoken out of turn to the referee, Colin Morris. He has pulled Craig Innes to him, and he wants a word with Ellery Hanley as well. Hanley, the Leeds captain.
Well, they must realise, Eddie, that there's only one person refereeing tonight, and that's the fellow in the red jumper. And all they've got to do, no matter what they think, one way or the other, they've just got to accept his decisions and play on. It's very similar to some of the decisions on Wednesday that the England players had to bite the bullet, swallow it, and get on with the game. And that's what these Leeds guys have got to do.
Obviously, Craig Innes was the man that Colin Morris believed said something out of turn. I think he brought Ellery Hanley to him, and he said, if you don't quieten this fella down, there's only one place he's going, and that's in the dressing room. You're right, John. They've got to learn that there's only one man in the middle with the whistle, and that's Colin Morris tonight. And it's, for better or worse, a bit like a marriage.
Yeah, yes, it's the first time I've heard that quoted, Eddie, but But I would say that the Leeds guys have just got to simply get their heads down and get back playing. It's hard enough playing this game and concentrating on your own performance without trying to do another job, which is referee the game. So what they've got to do is forget about it. The score's still 6-2. There's all to play for, and get on with the game.
Lee Crooks then with the 4th kick of the night. He's missed previously, but he has kicked that one. And that chips Castleford further ahead.
An expensive few words, I would suggest, Eddie.
Indeed so, 8 points to 2. The Leeds crowd as well having a right go at Mr. Morris. They're saying that he's a Cass man. Well, 8 penalties to 2, I suppose it tells its own story. 8 points to 2 tells its own story as well. Leeds frustrated, and they restart. Nick Howe will run it back. A test here then of Leeds' character. 10 matches to go, including tonight. 7 of them away from home. It's a big ask. Andy Hay gets the ball away to Darley. Darley has shown up well in the opening 28 minutes here. Sampson. Whoa, he had a big game in that Regal quarter-final, and he's at it again. This is his comeback match after a 3-match suspension. Tony Smith just turns inside. The sliding challenge came in from Harmon. Smith eventually had to go to ground. Stedman now. A diagonal kick. Cummins comes up with it under pressure from Chris Smith and Blackmore.
Francis Cummins there, that's the second ball he's reeled in with all the confidence in the world. Retrieved tricky situations from 2 good kicks by Graham Stedman.
That was a questionable play, the ball then. But the referee Colin Morris said to Leeds, play on. Schofield to Mercer, out wide to Iro. Kevin Iro, quiet so far. Ball has come free. Knock on is the decision. Leeds are rolling their eyes at some of the whistling from Colin Morris.
Well, the ball certainly went to ground. Whether it went to the forward direction, that's another question, but I'm sure that the touch was in an ideal position, and I think he may well have helped Mr. Morris there. And he's correct, in my view, correct.
Stedman, Blackmore, Chris Smith out wide. Blackmore gets away from Iro, gives it to Smith. Smith is hauled down. Cummins was in there quickly. Hanley trying to cut out the dangerous pass at the play the ball. Forward pass.
Well, all good players really come onto the ball very, very flat and very, very powerfully. But I think Nick Howe just perhaps overran that ball. We'll see from the overhead shot. I don't know. That's a very close call indeed.
Half an hour gone. Castleford 8, Leeds 2. Holroyd gets the ball away.
I would suggest, Eddie, as with all refereeing decisions, you get 1 or 2 that go for you and get 1 or 2 that go against you, so you've just got to get on with the game.
Innes keeping those legs pumping. Castleford enjoying the better of the possession at the moment. Good run from Mercer. Good support arriving there from James Lowes. Tate was the dummy half. This is for Milo. Castleford working very hard to defend this lead. For Milo trying to calm a penalty. Unsuccessful. This is Schofield. Schofield gets the ball away brilliantly. Tate over the shoulder to Lowes. Quick hands here. Mercer. Mercer gives it to Iro. Iro stands, gets away from one. He's cutting in field. Tremendous run. Support arrives from Mann. This is Innes, and Innes dumped into the corner, but Cummins scores. Brilliant play from Craig Innes. As he was going out, he just flicked the ball back inside.
Well, the cameraman did magnificently well to keep up with this one. The Schofield out of the back door. Alan Tate hits them, offloads. Beautiful hands out wide. Iro busts through the tackle, changes the direction of attack. The ball's fanned out once again. He fancies a shot here, does Craig Innes. Great tackle from Blackmore, but that's an even better ball, and Francis Cummins, as alert as ever, picks it up. Super stuff here. This is the one. The beast really does go into Simon Middleton, really bumps him off. Comes back on the diagonal. Good link up there. And then we see Craig Innes pin his ears back. What a ball! What an absolute peach of a ball. And well done to Francis Cummins for keeping his head and supporting well.
And you could see what that Leeds try meant to Cummins as he picked up that beautiful flick ball inside. He touched it down and he almost danced his way into the crowd. Francis Cummins, try on Wednesday. It's his 50th appearance for Leeds tonight, Francis Cummins, and what a way to celebrate. Graham Holroyd then. This is the teenage connection for Leeds. Cummins is 18, Holroyd is 19. Left-footed, he hasn't got the range from that distance far out, but Leeds are back in it, 8-6.
Well, this is the real point when it starts, when Gary Schofield sucks players into the tackle and offloads out of the back door. I was just thinking to myself how good the line defence was of Castleford, but that made it a broken field situation. Once it's a broken field situation, anything can happen when guys like Iro get it. There you see him change the angle of attack, spins it out. There's George Mann who links up very well indeed. And watch this pass. Great stuff, magnificent skill in the most intense situation. A great try.
8-6 Castleford. Hanley runs the kick-off back to the edge of his own quarter. James Lowes is the dummy half. This is Mercer. Leeds digging deep on their reserves here. Believe that refereeing decisions are going against them. Look rattled for 5 or 10 minutes, but that try, that sort of play could just change the course of this match. Fallon gets the ball away to Lowes. Iro's with Lowes. Iro maybe just didn't shout loud enough. Still Lowes. Suddenly Leeds are starting to click up a gear. Hanley. Still going Hanley. 3 to haul him back. Last tackle here for Leeds. It's with Holroyd. Now Schofield. Schofield looked and saw Mann. Mann with space ahead of him. Mann all the way. George Mann. 2 in 2 minutes for Leeds. What a time to score your first of the season. And what a time to score your first for Leeds.
Well, that's one for Gary Schofield for me. Just watch him here. He has a look. He sees the cast lines come up. Bang! What a ball! What an absolute peach of a ball! And George Mann's going to take some stopping from there, force his way over. Just look at Scoey. He has a look for the kick. He sees that the winger's back, and then he hits it. Blackmore's backing up. George Mann brushes one man off, and then he slides in very, very low indeed. A great try. Have a look at the line from above. The winger's back, Chris Smith, and that's what caused the problems. Leeds are stacked up wide out. Over he goes. Marvellous try.
Super try, and George Mann with all the strength in the world to dive for that line. He made his debut for Leeds against Wigan as a hooker. 14 substitute appearances in 25 games. £80,000 from St Helens. Money repaid. Not in full, but partly as a result of that try. That could be a priceless four for Leeds. Holroyd's got the measure of it this time. Leeds from 8-2 are suddenly 12-8 up.
Yes, before Gary Schofield received the ball, he saw the Castleford line like that. Chris Smith circled, quite rightly covered him back. So what does he decide to do? He sends the ball out and he catches the outside couple of Castleford defenders going backwards, and that's superb finishing from George Mann. Well played, Gary Schofield. Well played, George Mann.
Yes, George Mann. 12-8 to Leeds. Castleford restart. 2 tries in a couple of minutes have turned the course of this match. Important period of the match now for both these sides. Leeds to hang on up to half-time. Castleford to make sure they don't score many more. Harmon gets the penalty. Goddard adjudged to have interfered at the play of the ball.
Yes, a good tackle there from Richard Goddard, but he just wanted a second go. So quite rightly, bang, penalty.
Suddenly Castleford now on the back foot. Leeds swarming forward again. Holroyd, short ball to Harmon. He said, I'll have it. Schofield, the man who's turned this game in Leeds' favour. The ball came free. Schofield said it was stolen. Touch judge says it's a knock-on. Scrum down. Schofield can't believe it.
Well, I think it was a debating society there. We see there the tackle's completed. There's Richie Blackmore falling over the top. And there's no doubt about it, the ball goes loose. But it could well be Graham Sedman, just a little bit of a reef. But nevertheless, it's ended up ultimately Castleford's penalty.
Yes, talking again by Leeds. Back-chatting once more to the referee. Penalty to Castleford instead of a scrum down. So that's easy yards for Castleford. 2 minutes plus stoppages to half-time. That's why Leeds are chatting to the referee. 9-3 the penalties in the Tigers' favour. Whistle again from Colin Morris. Penalty Leeds. Didn't play the ball properly. More talking from Crooks. Where's the yellow card? The referee can't have this.
Well, regardless of that aspect, I'm sure that both Doug Lowe and John Joyner will get hold of his players at half-time and just say, we just cannot afford to talk back to referees and then cough up another 10 metres. What you've got to do is focus on your own job and get on with that job.
But what on earth is this penalty for? Crooks looks up, must have said something. His chin is going, he's chunnering away, and he's given the penalty for chatting.
Yes, he got the double up for chatting, Eddie, because he got another 10 metres afterwards as well.
And the referee has called Hanley and Crooks to him, and he said, come on, let's settle it down. But surely, John, that's what the yellow card's for.
Well, it's the easiest way to stop any arguments. Just give somebody 10 minutes, it'll cool them off, and the coach will give them a rollicking.
Schofield switches the direction of the attack. Cummins plays the ball to Schofield again. Here is Hanley. Still going Hanley. Dabs it through. Was he taken off the ball? The referee says he wasn't. It's play on.
Yes, I think Ellery Hanley made a bad decision there, and once it kicked it, he saw that Flowers had it covered, and he thought, I'll try for the 2 points.
Darley, the dummy half. Stedman to Nickow. Strong run from Nickow, but in stoppage time first half. Leeds have turned an 8-2 deficit into a 12-8 advantage. Kick downfield finds touch.
Yeah, fine play there from Gary Mercer, actually, because what he did, he pressured Graham Sedman and he pushed him towards the touchline, and that made it so the only kick that he could really do was just be grubber it along the line for sort of 15-20 metres instead of possibly putting Alan Tate or the wingers under pressure with a high bob. So well played to Gary Mercer there with that bit of pressure.
3/4 of a minute of stoppage time played, first half. Fallon run up to the edge of the Leeds quarter. Here now is Iro. Kevin Iro with Kiwi teammate Tawera Nickow all round him, and Great Britain international Graham Stedman finishing him off. Lowe's to Neil Harmon. Gary Mercer. The pass was to nobody in particular. Middleton did well. Ball didn't go out, and he managed to get possession back for Castleford. Now here's Crooks.
Listen, Castleford gets something from this. That could be a vital piece of play there by Simon Middleton to just get them that possession for this set of 6 tackles.
Andy Hay, lovely ball inside Blackmore, and Tony Smith with a try. Right on half-time, but no, referee's called it back. Forward pass. No try. In fact, Here's the forward pass.
We've got Andy Hay, superb there, cuts through after the Leeds sliding defence. Richie Blackmore, well, I couldn't see it.
It was the first one. The pass from Hay inside to Blackmore was forward. But Lee Crooks and Colin Morris continuing the discussion as they leave the field, and that's been a feature of this match all evening. The referee under intense pressure, but Schofield with a couple of wonder passes has changed the direction of this match. Andy Hay giving Castleford the lead. They were 8-2 up at one stage, but Leeds, showing the spirit of true champions, have battled back, and they lead at the break by 12 points to 8. George Mann with his first Leeds try.
You're watching Sky Sports.
Morris that maintained the lead for that forward pass. Ellery Hanley, 31 tries this season for the Leeds captain. And he knows what it takes to win championships, having led Wigan to 3 championships in the past. He knows, though, that if Leeds are going to win it this year, they're going to have to do it tough. This, the first of 7 away games in Leeds' last 10. So the Stones Bitter Championship and the title very much up for grabs. Leeds ahead by 12 points to 8. Castleford aiming to dent their affluent neighbours' ambition. Gary Mercer with the first run of the second half, and he gets the ball to his own quarter. Lowe's is the dummy half. This is Francis Cummins. Tackle completed in the end by the hand of Nickow. Lowe's shaped to kick, Nickow took him. Important moments these at the start of the second half for both sides. For Milo with a tremendous drive up to the halfway line, but good tackling just the same from Sampson. Lowe's again dummy half to Holroyd, who will kick deep into the corner, and he'll invite Middleton to run it back. Middleton picks up. Let's go down to touchline. Bill Arthur with Harvey Howard.
Harvey leads with their noses just in front, but it's obviously going to be another fierce 40 minutes, isn't it?
Yeah, this game's going to go right to the wire. You know, Castleford losing out against Warrington in the Cup last week, come up this week to knock Leeds off the table, and they're proving that now. But good try by George Mann towards the end of the first half, and it's put us in front.
One of the talking points of that first half, though, was obvious sense of dissatisfaction with the referee, both sides, I think.
Yeah, that's right. The referee's decisions, you know, with this, he's taking the players back a good distance, and also the talking back decisions. You know, a lot of the players don't know what they are for, and Dougie said he's going to find any players who are actually going to talk back to the referee whatsoever, so can't afford any penalties in this game.
That's right. Thanks, Harvey. In fact, Eddie, as Harvey just said, Doug Lawton has told us that he has told his players anybody talking back to the ref in the second half will be fined.
I think that mirrors exactly what Phil Larder and John Keir were saying at half-time. So any talking back now, and it will hit them in the wage packet. I don't think they'll be chatting back, John, somehow.
No, certainly not. And I think the other item that we really focused on, which was controlling the football, playing out the sets of 6 tackles. Both teams have come with a good set of 6 to start the game off.
It's Iro in possession now for Leeds. Lowe's is the dummy half, into the arms of Holroyd, steps inside, gets the kick in, but only just, no distance, and Nickow picks it up and sees a big gap ahead of him. Nickow, high-stepping run, taking on Tate, no support for Nickow. Good tackle in the end from Mann it was. This now is Smith. Smith almost through, and desperate defence from Lowe's and Innes. It's now with Andy Hay again. This time the Leeds defence is marshalled.
I think credit there for the Nickow run really goes to the guy who flew up and pressured Graham Holroyd, stopped him kicking on his left foot and turned him to his right foot, and it made it a poor kick. The field opened up for Nickow.
Steadman tried the little dab through, and that's great play from Lowe's. James Lowe's, the Leeds hooker. Watch this.
Yes, Graham Steadman seeing the Leeds sliding defence come up there trying to slide it round the back of them, but I think he should be at Old Trafford with skills like that.
Driving run here from Neil Harmon, gritting his teeth. Crooks and Goddard and Middleton bring him down, but James Lowe's super skills in this, his 180th career game for Hunslet and Leeds. and he's back in possession now, the Leeds hooker. He started the last 20. Leeds have lost just 3. That really does indicate what an underestimated influence James Lowes is on this team. Tony Smith charging in. Second man into the tackle to bring Milo down. Smith after Holroyd again. High kick. Flowers wants it. It bounces off Flowers. Leeds have it back.
That's a very costly error there from Jason Flowers. Like all good fullbacks, he tried to put his name on the ball and make sure they claimed it, but he just rushed it in a bit too much and got too far underneath it, and it spun off his chest. It's Leeds' ball for 6 tackles.
This is a big set of 6 for Leeds. Flowers came for it, bounced off his chest. Leeds in possession now, bit of space here for Holroyd. The runner was Harman. And Leeds now within 9 metres of that Castleford line. Schofield again to conjure up some more magic. Long ball out wide to Cummins. Cummins slips on this treacherous surface. Lowes again in a dummy half. Here's Schofield once more. The kick this time. It hits the post. And it was so close. And Flowers this time coming up with the goods.
Well, Gary Schofield's got the repertoire of skills and is a great decision maker there. He saw it just the right time to just slide a ball behind the advancing Castleford defence, and the post there came into play, and that's good play by Jason Flowers, covering across, and he just kills the ball to make it safe.
Breathing a big sigh of relief, isn't he, Jason Flowers? Only 20, back after missing the cup tie against Warrington last week. Interrupted a run of 7 matches in this Castleford team for the young full-back. He too had a super game in that Regal quarter-final against Leeds at Headingley. But this is a totally different kettle of fish tonight. It's league points and strength there on show from Fallon. No wonder he's the Leeds Supporters Player of the Month in January. Been going really well. So too's for Milo. Lowes, we told you the influence he has. This is George Mann.
Castleford really under the cosh here. This is the 3rd set of 6 tackles they've had to defend close in, and really you can't see them holding out under this pressure.
Tate is just hauled back. That's how close Leeds are. The gap to the whitewash is less than a metre. Untidy at that play, the ball. Knock on is the decision from referee Colin Morris. Leeds have to hold their tempers.
Well, Lowes there under intense pressure there. That's good play actually from Lee Crooks. He's low and he really does attack him in the target area. That's a legitimate knock-on. Well defended there by Lee Crooks on his own line.
And it's a knock-on against Lee Crooks. It's head and feed to Leeds. And Lee Crooks is questioning the decision right in front of the posts. The Castleford skipper better hold his tongue. A penalty here, and it's 2 certain points for Leeds. Referee's whistle's gone. Just wants the scrum to set.
And this is the 4th set of 6 tackles that Leeds have had consecutively. Can Castleford hold them out? If they do, it will be a mighty, mighty defensive effort.
That was a good tackle from Blackmore on his. This is Hanley. Hanley looking for a little chink of light through that defensive line. Sampson was in quickly to haul him down. Lowes the dummy half. It's now with Harman attacking the other way. Harman is just held back. Great defensive effort this from Castleford. Can they hold out? Schofield with a long pass to Holroyd. Holroyd a little gap. Support from Tate. They can't hold out. Tate scores. 4 sets of 6 took its toll. And Alan Tate, his 10th try of the season in this, his 24th consecutive appearance.
Yes, it had to come really. We see the ball here, it's flopped out there from Gary Schofield to Graham Holroyd. The Cass defence is sliding and it just shapes as if to pass. The defender goes, then he slides through, and that causes the gap there to slide over wide out. Lovely pass from Gary Schofield. Graham Holroyd is good, looks outside, and that's when he goes. He sent Tony Smith away from it. He goes through, well picked up by Alan Tate, and that's a great try.
Alan Tate's first try for Leeds since New Year's Day. And a priceless 4 points that might be for Leeds. It just stretches them ahead a little further, and eventually all that pressure told on the Castleford defence. Holroyd's kicked pretty well tonight, 2 from 3. This on the right side of the field for the left-footed kicker. Could be 3 from 4 in a moment. And Leeds could have a hand on winning money, but not the best kick. And Holroyd knows it. 16-8, still in the melting pot.
Yes, Tony Smith circled here. Graham Holroyd shapes the pass. Tony Smith goes, and Graham Holroyd goes through that gap superbly. Alan Tate's in support, receives it, goes low, slides over, 4 points. Good try.
Alan Tate. Now then, you're probably all wondering what on earth that's all about. One of our numbers on the Sky Sports team departs tonight, and she will be giving birth to a bouncing baby, we hope. That's Kirsty Howard, who is our production manager, and we all wish her good luck and all the best. Meanwhile, on with the match, and Schofield's penalty quickly restarts things for Leeds.
There's no time in this game, Eddie, for good luck messages.
Just a little self-indulgence, John, that's all. Here's Harman. Schofield gets it away to Mann. George Mann, another great run. Castleford scrambling to bring him down. Important moments here for both these sides. Leeds another try, and they will believe they've wrapped it up.
Yes, Castleford really needs to get hold of the football. Leeds had all that pressure that ended in a score, and then they had another penalty that's resulted in just continuous possession. And Castleford really at the minute are struggling. They need that football just for a bit of respite.
Tate was searching for another try there. This now is Holroyd. Little dab through from Holroyd. And this time, Chris Smith picks up, but there's going to be more pressure coming in on him.
Great kick by Graham Holroyd, but what a chase there from Ellery Hanley. Chris Smith's just gathering the ball. He's trying to get into the field of play because he knows how important possession is, but Ellery Hanley just wouldn't let him, ties him up in the goal, and it's another set of 6 tackles. I think this is the 6th set of 6 on the bounce. Leeds have had possession. It's phenomenal.
On the way is Leeds' 8th set of 6 tackles in this half, and Castleford have had hold of it just twice. Nathan Sykes comes on, and Andy Hay has been withdrawn by coach John Joyner. Andy Hay, of course, the try scorer, leaves the field 11 minutes into the second half. Fresh legs required in the shape of Nathan Sykes. Under 21 international, John Keir knows all about him. He's an academy tourist last summer as well. But back comes this blue and gold wave that is the Leeds attack, led here by Faimilo. Look at that possession statistic. The 8th set of 6 tackles that Castleford have had to weather. Harman. Castleford tackling themselves to a standstill. Schofield. Long ball, misses out one, finds Innes. He calls the winger Cummings back inside. Last tackle. Now what will Leeds decide to do here? A little kick maybe from Schofield. There it is. But straight into the considerable chest of Lee Crooks, and this time the ball stuck.
Yes, you could see once again Gary Schofield was trying to just pop that ball into the goal area to get another set of 6 tackles, and Lee Crooks won't know many better goalkeeper saves than that. It's very, very important now. Castleford have just to hang on to that ball for this set of 5, kick it into the corner, and then at least they can breathe easy for a couple of minutes.
Morrison, at last, Castleford are in the Leeds half of the field. Darley gives it to Dean Sampson. Sampson straight and taking them on, trying to drive holes through 2 Leeds players. Steadman. High kick from Steadman. Tester here for Tate, he's missed it. Who has it back? The referee's given Leeds the penalty for offside.
Well, I don't know whether it was offside because Graham Steadman actually kicked the ball. It was him that made the challenge, but he did not go for the ball. He played Alan Tate, and the referee quite rightly gave the penalty.
Alan Tate felt that. A real clatter. Yeah, made no attempt, did he?
It'll be a nice change for Castleford to be defending in the Leeds half instead of having to do the tackling on their own line.
Well, that's right, but Leeds are getting themselves up towards the halfway line now with Fallon. Crooks, though, brings him down. Here's Mercer. Some tired bodies out there. Hanley. Thought about releasing the pass. Alan Tate was there and wanting it. Here's Harman. Last tackle here for Leeds. Schofield. High kick, another tester for Flowers. Coming up with the guns that time, did Flowers. Hanley's after him. And there's a bit of a wrestling match going on in back play between Gary Mercer and Dean Sampson as that kick went in.
Yes, young Flowers did very well there. He didn't rush at that ball. He timed it much better that time. But he got a bonus for Castleford there, beating 2 players and carrying the ball 20 metres.
Here's another bonus for Castleford with Blackmore. That's 3 he's beaten. The support there, but it goes to ground.
Well, although Paul Daly's complaining there, I don't think there is anything to complain at, because the Leeds guy just went to make the tackle and he actually made contact with his arm, not the ball. It's his arm that he touches.
Blackmore, tremendous piece of play. And Darley just couldn't wheel it in, and I noticed then that his captain Lee Crooks just gave him a pat on the back of the head and said, never mind, put that behind you, think about next time. But Darley so close to making a huge name for himself. Here's Iro. Schofield.
As I think you mentioned earlier, Eddie, about tired bodies, I think the coach's substitutions are going to be very, very important as we enter the last 25 minutes. John has already played one of his cards by putting Nathan Sykes on, but I'm sure that we'll see Andy Hay reintroduced. And Doug Lawton, of course, has got 2 forwards sat on the bench who would be very useful to come on, Jimmy Leathen and Marcus Vassilakopoulos.
This isn't championship football, though, from Holroyd. Tried to drill it all along the ground and miscued completely, went out on the full. Ball is brought back to where the kick was taken. It's the turnover. And Castleford back in possession, and Nathan Sykes doing what John Joyner no doubt has asked of him, to carry the battle to Leeds, take some of the pressure off these battle-weary forwards. But Sampson, terrific strength. Dumped Ellery Hanley on his backside. Nick Howe thought about the pass, thought better of it, and wisely too. Morrison, penalty to Castleford, Leeds bitten for offside.
That's very good refereeing indeed. Ellery Hanley is nowhere near back, you can see him there, and the referee's got him in vision all the time. It's a nice switch ball, and Tony Morrison is clued up, he's used his sense, he knows Hanley's offside, he's the guy who's running it, he forced Hanley to tackle him, and he forced the 2 points, which, if Lee Crooks converts, it puts them back within 1 score of Leeds.
Yes, even the super fit are blowing hard tonight. Ellery Hanley couldn't get back on side. And this now is a vital kick for Lee Crooks, a 50% success rate. This one, though, is well within his range. 15 metres out, just to the left of the posts. That's the angle he's got. Important 2 points this. No mistakes from the Castleford skipper. The gap, a converted try, 6 points. And Castleford will get the ball back from this kick-off. They've taken some hammer in this second half, but they have not done too badly. They're still only 6 points adrift.
I think John Joyner, if he'd have said that Leeds are going to have so much possession in the first 20 minutes of the second half and still only extend the lead by 2 points, which their try in comparison to Lee Crooks' goal has done, I think he'd have settled for that, because at some stage Castleford are going to dominate possession, and we'll have to see what they can come up with.
Nick Howe holding on. There is the Castleford coach, John Joyner, in contact with his bench, passing the instructions down. Watching as Middleton plays the ball to Darley, who gives it to Sykes. And Sykes has made a bit of an impression.
It's the fresh legs, Eddie. You get the fresh legs when the game's been at this pace, and you're bound to be able to just hit that ball with that bit more power, just to take you through the first line of defence.
John Joyner, one of the brightest coaches in the British game, by the way, and he's just signed an extension to his deal here at Weldon Road, expressing confidence in the club's future, and the club expressing confidence in him. This is Fallon. Great run from Fallon. Strong lad is Jim Fallon.
Yes, tremendous work there from Jim Fallon, but I'm quite surprised actually that Castleford haven't used the tactic that worked so well in the Regal Trophy game, where they were turning the wingers and making them retrieve the ball.
It's Mercer. He took the pass from Iro. Still Gary Mercer, he's still going. And Castleford have to funnel back to bring him down. That was Tony Smith. Lowe's is the dummy half. Leeds coming back at them again. Schofield. Long ball out wide. Blackmore went for the interception. Cummins has picked it up. Still going, Francis Cummins. And Blackmore must have missed it. The referee hasn't wiped the tackle count back to 0. Didn't even get fingertips to it. It's the last one for Leeds. They're bang in front. Holroyd. Schofield called for the drop goal. And Schofield misses. Just sliced it the wrong side of the post.
Yeah, it's still smart thinking though, Eddie, because if he'd have got that drop goal, it takes him 2 scores ahead of the game, and it's worthwhile having another dab at next time to get in that position. He struck it quite well, but I just think he misjudged his alignment.
Midway through the second half then. This match is hanging in the balance, and finishing power could be important in the last quarter. Castleford, 20 tries conceded, 31%. 27 tries scored, 27%. Leeds, 31% of their tries scored in this spell. It's their best spell in the match, but defensively it's their worst. In other words, this could go either way in the next 20 minutes. I'm sure that you're as enthralled as we are in this, here at home in the UK and down under in Australia and New Zealand. Our pictures now going live to the other side of the world every Friday night, and watching a real contest in the big league.
And that was super play from Tony Smith there. He grubbed the ball on the ground, chased really enthusiastically in a textbook tackle to bring Alan Tate down.
Innes with the run. Crooks and Stedman bringing him down. Crooks just blowing a bit hard, no wonder. It's been a mighty effort from Castleford. A mighty effort defensively. It's the last tackle. They've restricted Leeds to just 10 metres inside their own half. Tate just kicks it downfield. Castleford will have to run it out in the shape of Simon Middleton. He gets away from Hanley, but he runs straight into the arms of James Lowe's.
Quite noticeable, Eddie, that both teams' line defence is getting a little bit ragged because fatigue's setting in. I'm sure we're going to see 2 or 3 more tries in these last 20 minutes.
Well, our finishing power statistic hinted as much. Crooks wanted the ball. Instead, they looked for Morrison, who took Hanley on head-to-head. Referee pulling the Leeds players back the full 10 metres. This is Nick Howe. Now it's Goddard. Richard Goddard. Good tackle. Great tackle from Schofield. Last one. Darley. Stedman. Crooks. Crooks dabs one for the corner. Chris Smith's after it. The ball's come free. It's going to be a drop out for Leeds underneath their own posts.
A peach of a kick this one is. It really has put Holroyd and Cummins under pressure, simply because it's a great, highly skilled kick, but that's a great chase as well from Chris Smith.
Holroyd was there to just hoof the ball out, but it had already run touch in goal, so it's a drop out from underneath their own sticks for Leeds. Suddenly Castleford now exerting a bit of pressure. Which way will this match go? Still Leeds second half overwhelmingly in possession, but not so on the scoreboard, and back will come Nick Howe. Remember, a try and a conversion, that's what Castleford are looking for. Here's Sampson dragging them back in towards an offensive position. Morrison from strongly second half, wrestled to the ground by Mercer, 10 metres short of the line. Darley wants to get on with it. It's now with Tony Smith. Hanley stood his ground, bit of help too from George Mann. Steadman and Crooks working the run around. Strength from Blackmore, and Blackmore is dropped to his knees, 10 metres away. Crooks, little dab ball forward, and the ball in that corner. And what is the referee's decision here? It's the turnover.
Good option there by Graham Steadman. Again, he's trying to put the ball in that corner so there's a chance of a try. But just, it's like a pinball, the ball's about there, and we end up with a turnover to Leeds, and Leeds just need to settle it down, bring it out, put the kick in, clear this 20-metre zone.
So Leeds trying to run the ball out now here with George Mann. Good chase back by Nathan Sykes. Here's Hanley, crosses the halfway line. Tried to get away from Crooks and Darley to release the pass. And Darley, I think, was being held there, but the referee didn't fall for the penalty. Schofield with a little run. Desperate tackle by Smith. Here's Hanley again. Angle kick once more into the corner. And Chris Smith just played it with his foot. No one chasing up. He was able to get away with it.
Yes, I think that was a bit of an off-the-cup kick because there was no sort of chase. If it had been a planned kick, it would have been a very good one. But Chris Smith, quite rightly, he controlled the ball. He made sure he was going to get into the field of play because the possession is absolutely vital in these last 15 minutes.
Vital indeed, vital for both sides. Castleford with eyes on the top four at the end of the season and a home tie in the first round of the Premiership. Leeds with slightly bigger fish to fry. They want to go back to the top of the table, and at the moment they are there, but they have 14 and a half minutes to hang on. Kick over the top. Leeds will have to run this out with Cummins. The chasers have arrived. He's trapped, but he's done really well.
Marvellous rugby league there. It was a marvellous kick from Graham Steadman, a marvellous retrieve from Francis Cummins, and a great run out, and then Alan Tate's topping it all.
And Leeds have made the change. That's Jim Leatham. He's come on, and his first touch in place of Neil Harmon, and it was a good run too. That's Mercer into the arms there of George Mann. Mann the ball out wide. This is a great run from Innes. He's got support inside. There's the try for Hanley. Try number 32. He's not put it down. Now he will. Right behind the sticks. He cradles that ball. He knows how important this 4 points might be. Hanley took a bang on the jaw, but he's got the 4.
I think there's the game, Reg. Good play by Gary Mercer. I think he catches it. Richie Blackmore who gets caught out of position here. There's a smart little pass there from George Mann. That's a beautiful fend there from Craig Innes. He's eyeing the full-back up all the time and just serves his side to Ellery Hanley. But the good play hasn't finished here because he's not staying there. He wants to get under that post. He wants to make it a 12-point gap, and I think that's the game breaker. Tremendous try.
32 tries now this season for Ellery Hanley. Still feeling that top set, but a super effort. Refused to put the ball down. Got back to his feet, scrambled it in near to the posts to make the conversion almost a formality for Graham Holroyd. Holroyd, don't think the referee actually has called time on yet. So that's why we have this slight delay, because Hanley receiving treatment. Now the clock starts ticking. Hanley caught one on the top right-hand side of the jaw. Clock ticking again, and so Holroyd can add the extras from bang in front. And Holroyd makes no mistake from there. And leads 22 points to 10.
Here we see here it's Richie Blackmore circled, and because he goes in, that's where the gap occurs. The player ran at him, it was static, and the gap occurred outside it, and Craig Innes is marvellously well with that fend, and then serving the ball back inside in a 2v1 situation. And Hanley, he isn't going to surrender, he's going to get under the black dot to make the kick a formality.
32 tries. 40 is the leading mark by a forward, and that is way within Ellery Hanley's sights this season. Castleford have changed. They've got Stedman off and Coventry on. Just over 11 minutes to go plus stoppages. But Leeds are being sung back to the top of the table by their supporters here at Weldon Road, keeping the pressure on Wigan. Leeds will go back to the top if they hang on for this 2 points tonight.
Yeah, the Doug Lawton substitution of Jim Leedon has really worked very well at the minute, because he's come on, he's made a couple of real bustling runs again, lots of yardage.
Wakefield Wigan on Sunday at 8:30, plus all the highlights from the rest of the First Division encounters. Rich pickings in the big league for you Sky viewers. Forward pass is the rule from referee Morris. Anguish for George Mann.
Yes, we see there, Ellery Hanley just, as he was taking the ball, he was looking there for the fend, I feel, from somebody who was coming into him, but the referee gave the forward pass. There's one thing after this game, these players will sleep tonight.
They will indeed. We've got Neil Harmon now on the touchline with Bill.
Neil Harmon just been replaced by Leeds, and Neil, do you think that Ellery Hanley try has finally seen off this spirited Castleford challenge?
Well, I hope so, but when the final whistle goes, I'll tell you the answer to that. But we never give in now. We've learned our lesson from when Bradford scored them late points, so we're just going to hang in for the last 10-12 minutes.
There has been some scrap, hasn't it?
Yeah, it's always difficult coming to Cass. I mean, they're a very difficult side to play, especially on their own pitch. Their forwards to keep it very tight, and they tackle well around the ruck, so we've had our work cut out tonight.
As you say, there's still 12 minutes to go. I suppose anything could happen.
Yeah, I'm not saying anything until that final whistle goes.
Very wise, particularly with play like this from Castleford. The ball, I think that Alan Tate got a touch on that. He did, and it's going to be a drop out from under his own posts.
Well, that's poor play in all honesty, because what he shouldn't be doing is just giving Castleford an easy set of 6 at this stage. He wanted to either be decisive, take the ball and get over his own goal line, or have the confidence to, for his own ability to say, well, the ball's going to go out of bounds. But he just panicked there, that last bit.
Yes, it was only inches away from the whitewash, but Alan Tate in no mood to take a real chance. So Castleford have this set of 6 to try and get something back. That's Jason Flowers supporting the attack. That's Richie Blackmore. But Leeds determined that he will go no further than that. Crooks. Tackling from Hanley and Leatham. Crooks gets himself to his feet wearily. Here is Jamie Coventry. Darley. Nick out. Still Nick out. The tackle is completed. Standing up. It's the last one for Castleford. They'll run it here with Smith. Oh, and that's a try! Tony Smith! Leeds tried to hack it dead, and they hit each other. The ball bounced back, and Smith touched down, following his own kick up.
Well, what on earth were they thinking about here? It's smart play by Tony Smith. It's time for another set of 6. And Jamie Lowe should have been down on that ball. Simply down, killed the ball. He was still in the field of play. But what he did, he tried to hack it dead. It ricocheted off another Leeds player. And Tony Smith says, thank you very much, I'll have that. We're back in the game.
Tony Smith's kick through. There's Lowe's kick. It came off Tate. And Tony Smith, the question is, did he get a grounding on it? And even that picture is inconclusive, or unconclusive, but the referee had no doubts. Tony Smith credited with the try, and Leeds, they're going to have to bite their fingernails for a little longer. Have another look at this. Well, I don't know whether he got a hand to that. but according to Colin Morris, he has. Now this is a big kick for Crooks. 3 out of 5. If he could will this one over, he would. He's got to kick it. Tell you what, Lee Crooks has set us up for a barnstorming finale to another magnificent contest on Sky.
Yes, the arrow shows the direction of the kick, and the circled area is the weighting of the kick, and when you put it there, anything can happen, and anything did happen there. They just panicked completely, and Tony Smith said, thank you very much, and I'm going to put my 2 that he got downward pressure.
OK, I won't argue with you. I only argue with the other fella, and he's back on Sunday. There'll be plenty of arguments then. 16-22, and Faimilo has gone off, I beg your pardon. Faimilo's gone off, and Marcus Vasilakopoulos has come on.
I think that's a good substitution as well, Eddie, because Marcus will really get involved, and he'll really do a lot of work in the tackling department. Might not be the most creative player, but he works very, very hard on defence.
He's lost a bit of weight, hasn't he, John, by the looks of him in that picture?
Certainly has, by the look of it.
A lean Marcus Vasilakopoulos then in this lead side for the last 6 minutes or so.
It might be just the Purcell, though, in the lead strip.
Dab to the corner, picked up by Cummins. Whoa. Crunch time, Smith following up.
Tony Smith's had an absolutely magnificent game. His direct at play has been sniffing around, and he's put big hits in like that. He's had a great game tonight.
Leatham takes the ball, but it's Tony Smith who's certainly caught the eye for Castleford. Now then, 6 points, that's all the difference is. It's a try and a goal. And Leeds again, just a little worried. Here's Vasilakopoulos over the halfway line. He has lost some weight. Not the best pass though. Only found touch.
No, tremendous bust there, but there was just no need for that. When you're 6 points up and there's 5 minutes left, what you will need to do is play your sets out and quick play the ball there, and there might still have been numbers down the blind side.
A try and a goal will level this match up at 22 points all. Remember, it was 14 all at Headingley in September on Sky. We've had 2 cracking matches, haven't we, between these two sides, home and away. And of course, Castleford's draw early in the season just puts them that 1 point away from Wigan at the top of the table. They really have been a thorn in Leeds' side this season, Cass. And how important the next 3.5 minutes will be. Nick out. Castleford have got the scent of a draw at least.
The Leeds defence has been pretty good though also, and I'm sure that they'll be keeping their sleeves rolled up, knowing how important this is.
Oh, Fallon almost dropped it and surrendered the try to Castleford.
Well, that's a let-off. That's a let-off, that really is. He should have eaten that one in plenty of time. There wasn't that much pressure, but simply because he got too far underneath it again, off his chest, and it could have been anything once again.
Oh, he knows how close that was. The Leeds supporters player of the month of January. They would have been having a few words in his ear if that would have resulted in a try. They're not out of it yet, though, Leeds. They still have to defend after that dropout. And Nicow will run it back. The 2 substitutes, Vasilakopoulos and Leatham, bring him down. Nathan Sykes for Castleford. He's run strongly since he's come on. 2.5 minutes plus stoppages to go. Match can still be won and lost. Sampson has run strongly too. Here's Tony Smith to nobody in particular, so Coventry will have it. Quick hands. Goddard picks it up off the floor, gives it to Middleton. Scrambling defence from Leeds. Crooks taking them on again inside the last 2 minutes. Last tackle here. Little dab through to the corner. Tacky conditions, and Iro took the gamble.
This is a nice little kick from Jamie Coventry, but this is good play by Kevin Arnold. Shielded the ball, always had it in vision, let it go out of bounds, and then it's short tap on the 20 metres. That might be very, very important at the end of this game. Well played, Arnold.
1.5 minutes to go. Leeds are ahead, 22-16. A big examination of their character here at Weldon Road tonight. And if they come through this, who's to say they can't go on and win the championship? Schofield is stopped on halfway. Hanley takes it into Castleford territory. Looks for the supporting runner that was Tate. It's the last tackle. Last minute we enter. Holroyd dabs it over the top, went down. Following up was Leatham. And Castleford have it. Jason Flowers. Chris Smith now. Leeds want to play Castleford at this end of the field. Blackmore.
Yes, that kick and chase there by Graham Holroyd with Jim Leaden following up was very important because it pinned Castleford in the 20 metres and it's taken them 4 tackles to get to the 20-metre lines. They're going to have to put boot to ball soon, and if you look at the time, I think that might be the match-winning play there.
Tony Morrison gets away from Vasilakopoulos. Puts the pass back to his captain, Lee Crooks. Vasilakopoulos had stood his ground, brings the big man down. Last tackle for Castleford, straight into the arms of Tate. No mistakes from the Leeds fullback. And that was Coventry in quickly to pull Tate down. Now George Mann, great run from Mann. They are blowing hard, the players of both sides. We're in stoppage time. Mann taking his time. This is Mercer. It's been a great effort from both these teams. Iro still. Iro, support from Hanley. Hanley just held down. He was just half a metre short.
Well, that was some tackle from Richard Goddard there. You could see Ellery Hanley straining at the leash to reach over the whitewash, but Richard Goddard used tremendous strength there to keep his arm back.
Schofield dabs it through, went down, and Castleford this time breathed a sigh of relief. But from their point of view, it's at the wrong end of the ground, this.
Nice kick through there from Gary Schofield. I don't know whether it was interfered with, but Jason Flowers covering, and then we're bringing the ball back away, but that's the loss.
That's it. That's the full-time siren. That's the end of a magnificent match. And Ellery Hanley has led Leeds to a very important victory. 32 tries this season now for Hanley. Innes has had a big game in the centres for Leeds. It's Leeds who go back to the top of the table. Victors here at Weldon Road by 22 points to 16. Credit Castleford, though, for a mighty effort. Their blank run continues, but it's Leeds and Ellery Hanley who post the message of warning to Wigan that this championship challenge will go right down to the last weekend.